Is answer engine optimization and generative engine optimization the same? You might have heard those terms thrown around, and very commonly they're used interchangeably like they are the same thing. I found it critical to understand the difference because one of them is your friend and one of them is your enemy when it comes to lead generation. So in this episode, you're going to understand the difference. You're going to know how to show up in tools like ChatGPT and Google's AI overview, and ultimately how people who've never heard of you before but need your help, how they're going to see you and build trust with you. Let's dive right in. Okay, so let's first talk about the difference. AEO, or answer engine optimization, is rooted in real answers, like not generative, not generated by the AI or things that it created or made up, or a compilation, but something that's really existing out there from an expert or a real person with experience. So GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, that's the creative side. Now, when they try and blend or merge, that's when we get into trouble. So I'll give you an example. I was looking for answers, not for this AI or ChatGPT to create something and make something up. I was doing some research on a topic, and I was asking if there are any people out there who had given topics, and I asked ChatGPT to find people who had talked on this subject. And it gave me a quote from Gordon B. Hinckley, and it was a quote that I'd never seen before. And I thought, that's a pretty interesting quote. So I asked ChatGPT, okay, can you give me the reference for that quote? Because it was in quotes, it had his name, and it said, yeah, it was this talk this day. And I'm like, okay, great. I looked up that talk on that date. In fact, that date he spoke, but he did not give a talk with that title. So I asked ChatGPT about it, and it's like, oh, actually, it was on this date. So I looked, it didn't exist. That talk had never been given by Gordon B. Hinckley. In fact, there was never a talk by anyone that had that title. And it come to find out, ChatGPT said, oh, I thought you wanted me to generate. Okay, it didn't use those words, but it basically admitted to, I just made it up. And I'm like, you put it in quotes. You assign those quotes to a person. So I love and enjoy generative content or these AI generative tools because they are amazing. They can really aid in our creativity. And when we're using them for that purpose, yeah, it's fantastic. But when we're looking for answers, when we're doing research and we need real expertise, and when we're looking for a human quote, GEO or Generative Engine AI, no, we don't want that. In the last couple of years, as people have become more and more familiar with these tools, we've seen the divide, and now there's a name. Like, are we using this for generative content or do we need answers? Now, when you're using AI for lead generation, generative isn't helpful. Right? If people are using a generative side of things, it's not going to recommend a real person or a real expert. But when they are looking for real expertise, real wisdom, real case studies, real people, answer engine optimization is amazing. It's actually way easier than the outdated SEO of the past. I mean, website SEO kind of died back in 2015. Finally, things are catching up today, and even better because of these answer engines. So let me give you an example that will illustrate how valuable this is and why we don't want generative content. So let's say I wanted to go hiking and I'm going to be in a new state and I found a trail. There's a couple trails that I'm trying to decide between. And so I go to ChatGPT and I'm asking for advice on what trail do you think is best for me? I like trails for this, this, and this. Has the AI ever hiked that trail? No. So it could generate stuff. There's some people that like the trail, some people that might not like the trail, some people that went there when it was raining, some people went there when it was sunny. And so I don't know if I could trust an answer generated by ChatGPT. But if ChatGPT could say, well, here are some people that have hiked the trail, they made vlogs about it, watch these videos, that's what I want. Right? I would love to find a video and I might watch one and it might be a man that's hiked the trail and he says, typically the types of trails I hike are this, this, and this. And so this trail was great for this, but not for that. And this is why I liked it. This is why I didn't like it. And I could decide if I agreed with that guy based on, who he is, his personality. If I agreed with him on the types of trails he's looking for, I might watch a second video. And it might be a woman that explains different things about what she liked about the trail and not about it. That's what I want. I want biases. I want real experience and opinions, and I don't want anything that's generated by AI who has never hiked the trail. So how does that relate to you? Well, people right now are going to Google they're going to YouTube, they're going to ChatGPT and other AI tools, and they're researching, they're asking questions. Now they have challenges that they're trying to overcome. They have goals that they're trying to achieve. And there's a lot of these people out there that if they found you, you would be the perfect expert. You could answer their questions. You could help them overcome their challenges. You could help them achieve their goals. So what I talk a lot about on this channel is how to find those questions that your dream clients are asking and making content to answer their question. Now, when you film these videos, you're answering their questions. I want your biases to come through. I want your opinions to show. Now, you're not going to please everybody, but you're going to magnetize some people to you. They're going to love your content and want to work with you more. And then those that wouldn't work with you anyway, you're going to repel them away. Or at least you're going to have them decide, okay, this guy's not for me. What we're really good at is finding topics that are ultra specific. And so if I'm searching for something really specific, let's just say it's a specific hiking trail and I'm wanting to know the best hiking shoe for this specific trail. Imagine if I found a person that had hiked that trail and tested different shoes, including the shoe that I was considering. I mean, of course I'm going to watch that entire video because it's exactly what I was searching for. Now, in this episode, I just kind of cracked the lid on this strategy and I want to go deeper. I do a free webinar. Okay, so I want to invite you to the webinar where I teach my leaf strategy. I use a tree analogy. So the trunk, the branches, and the leaves. So go to theleafstrategy.com. In this webinar, I'm going to teach you the 5 ingredients. You'll know how to pick the topics, right? Find those questions and make the videos that are going to rank at the top of YouTube, Google, and ChatGPT, and how you can turn on this lead generation machine for your business. Go to theleafstrategy.com. I'll see you there.